What's up YouTube, joint venture back again with yet another Scrapnel video. Today I want to look at some of the weapons that you should be looking out for when building specifically for the meta combination in Scrapnel, which is no resistance against the fortified, where your armor piercing values feeds back into your resistance pierce. Without waiting too long, let's get right into the overview of the weapons. Okay, now the very first weapon we should be looking out for, I've demonstrated this in another video already, is the Heir to the Desert. It's an assault rifle, it's got a tactical variant, so you've got burst fire modes, which is really cool to get those crit stacks. It comes with armor pierce, status power, and skill life leech. Skill life leech also benefits from Scrapnel because our blighted turret benefits off skill life leech, and Scrapnel also gets skill life leech, and those are our two cornerstones of this build anyway. Also, when we're running blighted rounds, that's skill life leech, so every time we shoot something and toxic is applied, we get benefits from that. So the Heir to the Desert is really cool. This weapon comes with Sandstorm. The mod is okay when you have stationary targets, like for example humans, or like most human enemies. But when it comes to monsters, this is really kind of a hit and miss, literally, mod. So, you know, it's fine, but there are better weapons out there. But stat-wise, this is the best to look out for. On the Apocalypse roll, you can see I got Storm Whip, so I put another Storm Whip on here. So we got Sandstorm. Strong Storms also have lightning, so thematically this ties in really well. Plus, you get that awesome burst damage of 1.5 million. Poop every 3 seconds. The Heir to the Desert is a really good weapon, and it drops very early as well. Well, it did for me. I got like 3 Heir to the Deserts before I got the weapons I was looking for. But yeah, definitely look out for the Heir to the Desert. One of my favorites for sure. Now, the next weapon on the list is the Wicker submachine gun. This also comes with armor pierce, status power, and skills life leech. It's got a great utility mod on here with the ultimate ashen bullets, and I personally put on legendary minefield because this weapon is actually a substitute for the Sub-Zero, which is one of my favorite weapons in the game, but Sub-Zero does not come with armor pierce, it comes with crit damage. So if you're looking for a substitute weapon for that one, use the Wicker and benefit from the ashen bullets and put on legendary minefield, which is one of my personal favorites, specifically because you can CC the enemy and then go for that crit spot and get that mod to proc. And do not underestimate legendary minefield. It is actually much better than the card says. There are 4 cluster grenades that spawn from this mod, similar to the cluster bombs that you will get from Scrapnel, but it scales with anomaly power. And I've seen, I'm at Apocalypse tier 30 now, and I've seen legendary minefield hit for 1.5 million. Easy. Although it states it's 200k here times 4, so we're at 800k. So it's rather double of what it says, or probably even higher. But do not underestimate legendary minefield. Big disclaimer though, this mod is currently bugged. It only procs once per enemy. And even though if you target something else, get a crit off there, proc them mods again, and then go back to the original enemy you procced it off on, it doesn't proc. So please just be aware of that, but it's a great mod nevertheless. Okay, the third weapon in the list is going to be the Mythos. This is one of the new weapons. The main benefit of this, that it comes with armor pierce. The other 2 stats are not really, you know, that beneficial. You could get away with healing received if you run fixing wave, but this Scrapnel build, or the highest damage Scrapnel build, runs with blighted rounds. So, you know, only armor pierce is really useful here, but the omen mod is great. as you can see, a shot launches a cover-piercing anomaly projectile that inflicts bleed and some damage and applies a status that increases damage received by 10% for 3 seconds. You have to be really, really quick with this, so best is get up close, shoot omen, and then chuck your grenades as quickly as possible. You'll be melting bosses all the time. And Detronome, I think, is also bugged at the moment. It says when 2 of your equipped skills are on cooldown, receive either receive a firepower bonus, otherwise get anomaly power. Now, with blighted rounds is always up, so that's never on cooldown, right? And then you pop your blighted turret, which only takes 6 seconds. So for those 6 seconds where you ramp up your damage, you'll get a firepower bonus. And then once that is off cooldown, you shoot omen and then you start chucking your grenades. So most of the time you will be getting all the anomaly power bonuses. But I believe also this is bugged at the moment. You will receive firepower and anomaly power bonus at the same time, and it's constantly. So just keep that in mind. But I think Omen and Detronome, this combo is really, really cool for the Mythos specifically. You're not going to do much damage with the weapon itself, but Scrapnel Techno is not built around weapon damage, or mainly not built around weapon damage. It's more of an anomaly power build, but this will help you ramp up that damage even more. And on the Apocalypse roll, we got also ultimate weakening bullets, which is fine. You're going to get rushed a lot of time anyway, so if those enemies are doing less damage to you, the better. But maybe in the long run, I would look out for something else, maybe Fortress or something, I don't know. The 4th weapon in the list is going to be the Fatal Symbiont. The Fatal Symbiont comes with armor pierce and status power, so here at least we have 2 stats that benefit mostly from all the ones we're trying to stack. It comes with close range damage. We don't benefit from close range damage at all. However, if enemies do come close, then it will kick in and just give you that little bit of extra DPS. This weapon comes with Dark Sacrifice, and pairing it with Killing Spree is kind of the meta combo anyway. I've got Relativity Theorem on here, which reduces a random skill cooldown by 10%, which is pretty cool to be honest. But with this mod combo, you really want to focus on firepower. Now you could make this weapon work if you would ditch the lower class tree and go with the middle class tree and pick up the Grenadier node in the top class tree that gives you a weapon damage bonus every time you use an ordnance skill. Since we have so many Scrapnels, we can rotate that through and through and through. So the Fatal Symbiont is more for a kind of a hybrid build where you are looking for some firepower and want to get some kills out there, but don't really want to ditch Scrapnel. It has good stats, but it's really not perfect for Scrapnel Techno, specifically when you're building for anomaly power. This is more of a firepower build weapon. Now the 5th weapon on this list is going to be a sniper rifle. And as you all know, sniper rifles, there are not really many players who use sniper rifles. I'm not one of them, I don't use them. Specifically for Scrapnel, because you're going to be rushed all the time. And using a sniper rifle mostly means that you're going to be looking for those crit shots, and it's just like one shot, and if you miss it, then you miss it and you don't get that crit. But the Blightbearer is kind of accurate, and you could use it as a one bullet shotgun kind of. However, as you can see with the Apocalypse tier roll that I got on here, Death Ray, this is really calling to be used from range. So I really haven't changed any of the mods on here because I think the mod roll is how it should be. We've got Burst of Decay, which is great. It's a great utility mod, which puts Toxic on everyone. We've got Resistance Breaker on here, where you only need one shot to get those to lower the target's resistance anyway. And Death Ray is cool because you can stand far away and it'll just do the damage all by itself. The secondary benefit is that it comes with armor pierce and status power. Those are 2 of the 3 stats we're mainly looking for. So if you want to really try something out, go for the Blightbearer. I believe this is the best sniper rifle that you can get at the moment if you get the right Apocalypse tier roll at the bottom. Other than that, there's really not much I have to say about this weapon. Now, another good sniper rifle that has been dropping quite frequently for me is the Mind Mugger automatic sniper rifle. This is not a one-shot variant, this is an auto variant, which means it's going to shoot multiple bullets at the same time, which also means you're going to lose your mag size much quicker. This weapon also comes with armor pierce, status power, and skill life leech, all the 3 stats we really are looking for. It comes with anomaly mutation and damage link. Now, as you can see on the Apocalypse tier roll, I got violent rupture, which is great for if you're far away. Really cool mod. I would probably, as instead of damage link, I would probably put something on like the Wrath of Moloch, maybe, just to thematically create a weapon that ties in together, because a volcanic explosion is actually fire, but this weapon doesn't apply any different statuses. So putting a mod on here that applies a status like that and does extra damage, like Wrath of Moloch, would work really well. With that said, if we jump to one of the new sniper rifles in the game, the Hellborn, this is exactly what I did. This is also a one-shot version bolt action sniper rifle, which comes with armor pierce and status power. Technomancer benefits from long range damage. This one comes with violent rupture, and I put on Wrath of Moloch, and on the Apocalypse tier it rolled with anomaly mutation. So this is just these 2 are pretty much the same. The only difference is that this one is an automatic sniper rifle, which will drain your ammo much quicker, and this one is a bolt action sniper rifle, which is also the strongest versions in the game. The biggest issue I have with these 2, besides them being sniper rifles, is they have a scope. Scopes are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. You have to stand even further away to get the most benefit out of them. I would not use a scoped sniper rifle if you're playing solo. This is more focused towards a group where someone else can take the aggro off you, or you're running a build that has a lot of CC, like triple turret techno or anything like that. But it's an option that you should be looking out for. Let's get to the pistols. The first pistol is the Lumberjack, which is also a new pistol in Worldslayer. This also comes with armor pierce and status power. Similar to here, pistols are more of a utility weapon. The biggest problem I have with this, that it's a single shot version, right? I would only use this one if you're also going middle. If you're in the class tree, if you're going through the middle tree route where you'll focus more on healing and debuffing. This is not a damage weapon, but a cool, utility pistol nonetheless. This comes with bleed, and I put on anomaly mutation here as well, just to, tie into that. Maybe pick up some nodes in the Pax tree that also synergize with this. It could probably work really well. The next pistol is probably no surprise to everyone. This is being the craze for most Scrapnel users at the moment. It's the Torment and Agony pistol. It comes with armor pierce and status power. Now my rolls are not good. You see I put Snow Squall on here just to get that, extra reload meta going on here, but I haven't used it yet, and I probably won't use it yet, because in New Horizons I was a big fan of pistols. If you've seen my older videos, I always used a full auto purple pistol variant to get the resistance breaker going and fortress and etc. But in New Horizons, it's not really needed anymore because we have much better alternative options when it comes to a main weapon. So for the time being, I'm staying away from pistols. But if I get a good Apocalypse tier roll on this, I might change my mind. Okay, and for the final 2 weapons on this list, probably to no surprise for most of you, but one of the 2 main weapons you will have to be looking out for is the Charred Lance. I customized the looks, so please do not be deceived. This is not how the weapon looks originally. I just like this skin on this gun. It comes with the perfect stats. It's got armor pierce, it's got skill life leech, and it has status power. All these are the 3 main skills we're really looking out for. I put Mage Rage on here. It has resistance breaker as well as a secondary mod slot, and mine came with noxious spawns. You've probably seen this in the other videos. I've showcased this before. This is great for elites and for bosses in Tyre Gratar. Yeah, just get a good roll on this one, put Mage Rage on here, and see what happens. Now, my favorite weapon. I really wasn't a fan of this weapon in New Horizons because it limited you to the damage range that you had. I mean, not in numbers, I mean in like close range or long range combat. But with Worldslayer, I truly believe this is, next to the Charred Lance, the best weapon and best weapon mod combos that you can get for Scrapnel Techno. And this weapon is the Roaring Umbra. It comes with armor pierce and it comes with status power. Yes, no skill life leech, but to be honest, these mods, this mod combination that I have here, it does so much damage, and you don't really need the extra life leech on here. This weapon comes with kinetic stomp, which is really helpful when you get rushed. You just have to shoot once and everything within a 5-meter radius gets damaged. You will one-shot most of the normal enemies in game with kinetic stomp once all your damage is ramped up. Next, I put on Deadly Disturbance. Crit shots activate an anomaly effect in them, causing in the enemy, causing them to explode, dealing X damage to other enemies within a 5-meter radius. When I have all my skill rotations going, this hits for 6 million per crit. It's just as good as throwing out a Scrapnel, but it's much more pinpoint accurate. Yes, with a light machine gun, hitting those crits from far away is not really easy because you want to hold down the fire button so the damage ramps up. But if you burst fire one bullet at a time, it's really easy to hit those crits. Deadly Disturbance is great, so you've got another pinpoint accurate mod that does damage from afar. You've got something that can save your ass when you're being rushed with kinetic stomp, and you've got another utility mod on here with the ultimate freezing bullets. It's just great. Shoot an enemy, they're frozen, take your time, go for the crit spot, the head, and make the enemies go poof. And also, with a possible nerf, or let's call it a fix, coming to Mage Rage in the future, I really want to stay away from mods that are can potentially be nerfed anyway, so I'm always looking out for new alternatives. And I'm telling you this again, this is the absolute best combination that you can get. With that said, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, gave you some insight in which mod combinations to look for and which weapons to keep an eye out open for. Obviously, you can make this work with purple weapons, but purple weapons are even harder to come by with the perfect rolls. But the higher you get in your Apocalypse tiers, the easier it is, or the more likely it is that those weapons also receive tier 3 rolls on them as well. If you have any questions, please leave a comment at the bottom. I promise you I will respond to every single one of you. And if you like this video, click those thumbs, hit the sub button, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye bye, guys.